Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Wattpad Book Club. I'm your host, Phoenix, of the day. I got my lovely friend over here, Miss Joline.
Hello.
Hi, I feel like it's been a hot minute because I was busy last week.
It has been a while. And then I was busy the week before.
Has been? Like, has been? I'm sorry. The joke came to me first before I thought it was funny. Alright.
Terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to go to my nephew's birthday. I was well, they had a piñata there, and like the kid loves loves Paw Patrol, and so they got like a little piñata of Chase, and it was kind of like morbid to see one of the kids take the bat and swing, and you see its head just fly off the top.
That is so funny.
Yeah, I'm like,
I love
fucked
piñatas.
up. Just watching your favorite character just get beat the fuck up.
Have you seen those posts where it's like they invite like a person dressed up as a character, and the piñata is also that character?
And they're like,
so
in
it's
the corner.
like they get beat up.
Yeah, I saw one with Elmo where they were beating up like an
yeah,
Elmo
that's
one.
what I'm thinking of.
And the Elmo's in the corner like, oh my god, am I in danger?
I'm in danger.
And speaking of danger, good segue. Today we're gonna be reading a Bowluigi.
You know what?
What? I thought it was good enough.
Perfect.
Well, Bowser's technically still in like danger right now. Like he just had a massive surgery, you know. Like he's not in the clear yet, and the country's destroyed.
Oh yeah, the country is destroyed.
Yeah. So what do we remember?
So you know, the whole fight, Bowser has a cracked shell, and such. Other stuff happened.
Yeah, Luigi like went up to Bowser and was like, "You can make it different. You can make it right." And then Bowser calmed the fuck down, went small, collapsed. Oh yeah, weren't they gonna like chop off his shell? Like Kamek was like, "Dude, I had the perfect remedy for this." Pulls out a like flamethrower.
No, they were gonna cauterize the wound.
Yeah.
They were gonna burn him.
Pulls out a flamethrower. I got this shit. And everyone's like, whoa. What's wrong with you? So yeah, Bowser's recovering. Everyone basically is recovering and whatnot. And they're gonna build back the country after King K. Rool's bitch ass destroyed everything with the giant chainsaw.
Yeah, fuck K. Rool.
Fuck K. Rool. Sorry.
Oh my god, I never knew you were like that.
Nah, I'm not into lizards.
Well,
if you really think about it, crocodiles are kind of like big-ass lizards, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're like
I was trying to think of a character that you may like, and just like, I feel like you would like a lizard.
Yeah.
That's a crazy thing to say, but...
I know I did say, like, on record that if anyone made, like, a Helliverse OC for Cameron to make it a lizard, so it'll be on brand.
Whoa, that's so cute!
Yeah. It kind of is morbid, though, because mine's a bird and his is a lizard, and, you know, birds eat lizards and other stuff.
Some lizards eat birds.
Really?
Yeah.
Big-ass fucking lizard. Is it those, like, Komodo dragon-looking asses?
Yeah.
I kind of want one as a pet, but I think they would hate it.
I think he would die.
What, because I wouldn't take care of it, or...?
Because it would kill you!
Oh, you said I'd die. Okay, I thought you said it's gonna die. And I'm like, wow.
No!
Lizard killer.
Sorry, lizard killer is so funny.
Yeah. Alright, I got a coin. So, do you want to be heads or tails to read first?
I shall be heads.
Okay. And our arrangement for this now is like us, one reads half, the other one reads the other half.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Alright. It's been a hot minute since we bred Bowluigi, I just need to make sure. It's tails. Alright.
Oh, nice.
Darklands Hope. Alright, did we get Bowser backstory? Or...
I cannot recall.
Our expert Bowluigi expert is in the house.
I can't recall if it's this chapter or the next one.
Oh my god, what a crazy thing! Alright. Luigi laid face down on his hammock, snoring loudly into his pillow. His hair was a tangled mess of curls, heavy bags weighed underneath his eyes. And honestly, who could blame the guy? He had been running around with like a headless Koopa all week, visiting Mario, leading a hand to Candy with Bowser's bandages, and taking care of Junior. But yesterday, Luigi had finally made up his mind to treat himself to a much-needed break. The whirlwind of events from the past week had left him utterly drained, both physically and mentally. He slept for a full day, the poor man. Because of that, he couldn't hear the clattering from the kitchen and shuffling. Luigi remained blissfully unaware, burrowing into his blankets. But then, the smell of smoke hit him. Half conscious, Luigi flung the covers off of him and stumbled out of his cocoon. I forgot that he was on a hammock, and I'm like, what do you mean he's in a cocoon? Motherfucker turned to a butterfly out of nowhere.
Wait, hold on. I just realized I'm in like the wrong place.
You're in the wrong chapter? That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm on like chapter 22.
Is that the right chapter?
Yeah, I'm probably...
Hold on, let me double check.
I think...
Oh, no, it's...
No, I'm on the wrong chapter.
Okay. You had me worried for a second.
Cool. I don't know why it put me on that one.
Yeah, the Wattpad book is gaslighting you into thinking you haven't read that chapter.
Yeah, because normally I just like to listen, you know?
Yeah. Falling face first off his hammock, he rushed out of the room and into the kitchen, expecting to see a blazing inferno in his very hut. But he didn't. Oh my god! Junior stood on a stool, scraping eggs off a pan and onto a plate. The tiny prince moved onto another pan and flipped some blackened meat. Luigi blinked a few times, trying to register what was happening. Junior placed the meat onto the plate with eggs and jumped off the stool. He looked up and saw Luigi looking at him dumbfounded. The young prince raises his plate. "I made you eggs and burgers for breakfast," he said. Luigi pointed to the stove.
So cute!
You're just off by yourself? He asked. As soon as I read Junior stood on a stool, I'm like, oh my god, he's cooking a breakfast. Oh my god. Oh, little baby.
Look at my son.
Junior nodded and handed him a plate. He scampered out of the kitchen onto the back porch. Luigi grabbed something from his plate and ate it. It was slightly burnt, but not to a displeasing degree. The human followed after the Koopa child and sat with him on the steps. As they sat on the steps, Junior and Luigi admired the pictures. Fuck. Picturesque? What is that? Picturesque. View before them. The river flowed gracefully, reflecting the golden hues of the rising sun. The gentle breeze carried with it the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers and the salty scent of the nearby beach. Luigi took a deep breath, enjoying the scenery in peace. Meanwhile, Junior was scarfing down his food, probably feeling very proud of himself for cooking it all on his own. Luigi picked up some eggs, judging from the uneven coloring. Junior must have tried to make fried eggs, and took a bite. "Where did you get this?" he asked. Junior burped. "They were giving out supplies at the plaza, so I ran to get ours," he replied. Luigi smiled and thanked him. The prince smiled back at him and leaned against him. The human continued his breakfast, watching the ripples of the river and the small fish that swam by. It was a nice moment of, what is that, respite? Respite, let's go. Before starting some errands. Once he was done, he grabbed the dirty plate and headed back inside. After cleaning up, Luigi went back to his room and got dressed. He opened his drawer and grabbed some clothes, trying his best not to look at the tattered and burnt overalls and gloves. With a sigh, Luigi closed the drawer. He landed in this world with those overalls. In fact, they were meant to be a trademark for their plumbing business. But now, after being mended over and over again, they were truly at the end of their lifetime. Oh, that's so sad, man. They don't have nothing left from home anymore.
Except each other.
Oh my god. Maybe the real Brooklyn was the brothers who made all of them.
You know, they say home is where the heart is, you know?
That's so true. Yeah, and his home is in the arms of a Koopa. I just want to preface that I made the joke with Joline before. I was at work. I was just confirming we were going to read Bowluigi. And they went, yes, I believe so. And I said, okay, I can't wait to read about a gay Italian and his giant Koopa boyfriend. I mean, that's basically what we're reading. They'll get there eventually.
Yeah, of course.
Shrugging the thought away, Luigi put on some short black pants and a green tank top. He grabbed his slightly fried cap and headed outside. As the duo walked into town, they noted the newly built cabins and huts. Able-bodied Kongs and Koopas worked together to finish up the ground homes before focusing on the ones in the trees. Other teens focused on re-establishing their shops and tending to the med centers. The village was in disarray, but one of a positive kind. With major structures up and running, the Kongs and Koopas seemed to be preparing for some sort of celebration, working together to put up, fuck. Rudimentary?
Oh my god, look at you!
Rudimentary! Decorations. Some of the lieutenants from both armies have set up a sparring-based trading system. Sparring-based trading system in exchange for goods. They participated in friendly tournaments. The whole thing was amazing from a political perspective, as both armies would be sharing combat techniques. Plus, it was a nice way for newly healed soldiers to get back into shape. Luigi and Junior walked down the bustling streets, being stopped now and then by the grateful individual hoping to thank them. Due to Bowser's absence and Kamek currently occupied, Luigi has some sort of become a regent?
Regent, yeah.
Regent. The thought slightly scared him. He was not used to so many people looking up to him like this. However, it didn't deter him from trying his best. Carefully avoiding the heavy foot traffic and carts, the two walked down the paved road. Are we gonna go see my dad? He asked. Of course, Luigi replied. Junior reached up and took his hand.
So cute.
Softly squeezing it. Visiting Bowser was simultaneously a positive and negative experience. It's been over a week and the king has yet to wake up. According to Kamek, growing fury takes a massive toll on the body, and considering Bowser's back injury, it makes sense for him to take even longer to wake up. Luigi studied himself and headed down to the familiar street to the med center where the Koopa King was. A lot of healers walked about, checking in on patients, changing bandages, and other critical tasks. Luigi approached the petite king. He's petite. I wouldn't call him petite, but like, anyway. With a merit of gold piercings and inquired about Bowser's whereabouts. Apparently, the king was being moved around as the security measure for fear that the Kremlings would return in stealth and avenge their taken king. That, and they were trying to keep him under Candy's care as Kamek only trusted her. The Kong guided them to Bowser's chambers without issue. Luigi followed by closely. Carrying Junior all the way lest the prince get lost or accidentally swept away. He's such a good parent figure. This is so cute.
You can just say father. He may as well be.
He's got two dads. I mean, I want two dads.
Ask your dad to get a boyfriend.
Oh my god, they can get poly shit. Like, I get a mom and two dads, maybe my mom gets another.
Dude, double the gift for Mother's Day.
Oh no. I gotta do more.
Oh no.
Well, I gotta get two gifts, but at least like when Christmas rolls around, you know, I get triple, you know?
Perfect, you know?
Yeah, everything will work out.
Good. we gotta take a shot every time we say, you know.
Yeah. Everyone would be drunk. We went up the stairs.
Alcohol poisoning.
I would,
you know?
Yeah. God damn it. Yeah, I know what you mean, you know? They went up the stairs and through some winding hallways until winding hallways until they stopped in front of a door. After giving the healer their thanks, Luigi knocked on the door. Kamek's voice rang from inside, permitting them to enter. Bowser laid on his side. His chest rose and fell with each deep breath. The bandages wrapped around his torso looked freshly changed except for the green hue of medical paste to discourage infection. All his bruises and cuts were healed. Junior jumped from his arms and ran around his father's bed. He carefully climbed onto it and nested against his father's chest. Aww. Kamek approached his grandson and touched his shell. Luigi stood by, giving them a moment. The royal advisor whispered something in his native tongue. From the little Junior had taught him, Luigi recognized the words stable and hope. Alright, I'm popcorning it over to you now.
Okay. Junior nodded in understanding, but remained in his resting father's embrace. Luigi walked close to Bowser's bed. The Koopa King looked so at ease. On one hand, it was relieving, no longer seeing him in pain, but on the other hand, it was I'm just like, oh my god, they're having a tender moment! I gotta keep it together.
Keep it together, Joline.
It was disheartening that he only found solace in such a state. His back is healing well, suddenly said Kamek. Luigi turned to face him. The mage had bags under his eyes as well, and looked thinner since the last time we saw him. Luigi frowned slightly at that. When are his stitches being removed? He asked. Kamek sat in a nearby chair. Candy wants to wait until he wakes up, he replied with a sigh. He gives his wounds more time to heal. I don't get it. Why don't we just give Dad a red mushroom? He'd be better instantly, Junior commented. Kamek adjusted his glasses. To be fair, the same question had been weighing on his mind. However, Bowser's battle against Rule had been 10 times worse than his defeat. Stars, it was what? 3, maybe 4 months ago since that happened? I'm sorry, I got real confused. I'm just like, the battle was 4 months ago.
Yeah, after the battle.
Yeah. The severity of his wounds far exceeded that conflict. Luigi was doubtful of even the magical power-up healing capabilities in the situation. Judging from the mage's behavior, there was more to it than that. Believe me, I wish it were that simple, he lamented. Some countries' magic differs from that from the Mushroom Kingdom, resulting in a less potent power-up. We even have been giving him red mushrooms. It's just taking longer because of that. Luigi sighed, and with the eels still being a nuisance, supply ships aren't safe to arrive yet, he added. Junior chucked, smoke leaving his tiny nostrils. His frustration was justified. Another solution Luigi suggested was to use Peach's painting as a transport, but that was another roadblock. Power-ups don't handle transportation well. Food and medicine were a similar situation, only able to be teleported in small quantities. It would seem the paintings were for transporting people only. The green-wearing man looked back at the unconscious king. He missed him, more than words can describe. So Luigi would give to hear his voice again.
Oh my god, that's so gay, bro. Just kiss. I hope, you know what I predict? I hope, like, Kamek, like, takes, like, Junior out to, like, go like, just preoccupied. Luigi stands over him, plants a little kiss, and then leaves.
Oh my god, true love's kiss will wake him.
Oh my god, just like in Sleeping Beauty!
He had so many questions, and even more things to talk to him about. The connection they shared was unexpected, to say the least, but deeply cherished nonetheless. As he thought about this, Luigi reached out and gently brushed back Bowser's hair around his horns. If all we could do is wait, then that's all we'll do, he said. Kamek nodded. Sadly, yes. Come on, Luigi ordered while moving away. You could use a hot meal and some fresh air. The royal advisor tried to protest, but Junior and Luigi insisted. He wouldn't be much help to Bowser if he was withering away in his room. Eventually, his son would be here when he returned. Furthermore, Candy would be coming back to check on him soon, so someone would be here to keep an eye on him in his absence. With that decided, the group waited for the blonde Kong to arrive and departed the moment she did so. Hopefully, Being out of that suffocating room would do Kamek some good. The warm noon sun glistened above them. Luigi and Junior, alongside Kamek, walked around the newly built marketplace. Several vendors welcomed them, trying to entice them into viewing their wares. Children ran past them, hooting and firing what looked like mini cannons into the air. Junior looked at them excitedly, his tail wagging as he looked up at Luigi. Noticing the silent ask for permission, his guardian agreed, as long as he stayed within sight. Following the children's path, the two found a quaint place to sit and eat. Kamek plunked down in a chair with a sigh, purposefully leaning into the sunlight. Luigi got in line to order their meals and watched Junior play with the other kids, their laughter filling the air. Tuxie had been the only other child he had interacted with in a while, so seeing him just be a kid certainly put his family at ease. Oh, that's so sad though. He doesn't get kids to play with.
Yeah. Yo, he's literally the only kid on in the Darklands, I'm realizing.
After paying and receiving their food, Luigi walked back to their table and popped Kamek's plate in front of him. Tired Wizard thanked him before taking a piece of meat off his plate. Luigi sat down with a sigh, rubbing his hands together as he eyed the octopus, at least he assumed it was, lettuce wrap in front of him before digging in. The day proceeded relatively calmly. Junior certainly burning away a lot of the energy. He ran around with other kids. They even set up a small sparring circle in exchange for candy and toys. Luigi watched Junior with a mixture of amusement and exhaustion. The young Koopa was always full of energy, constantly finding new ways to entertain himself and the other children. As he ran around, his laughter filled the air, bringing a smile to Luigi's face. Meanwhile, Kamek sat quietly at the table, savoring each bite of the meal. It was fair that he didn't want to socialize, and Luigi let him be. He's just happy to have at least gotten him outside. He couldn't help but feel a sense of pride as he watched Junior interact with the other kids. Despite Junior's small stature, he sure was giving the kids a run for their money as he effortlessly wrestled them out of the drawn circle. After every victory, he would let out a triumphant roar, stomp his feet when he lost. So much like his father, he thought. That dusted Luigi's cheeks at the thought. As the day wore on, Luigi's exhaustion began to catch up. Plus, Kamek looked fancy to get back to Bowser. With that said, the man stood up and stretched. He was about to call Junior when 3 soldiers approached him. Twin hammer Koopas and a Shy Guy. The soldiers saluted him before the Shy Guy approached. In their grasp was a very, very familiar plumber's vest. Luigi's eyes widened. "Is that my bag?" he gasped. One of the Koopas stepped forward. A hand on the hammer struck to their side. "The Shy Guy squad has been using it since you landed in our territory," she said. "Originally, they weren't going to give it back, but because he's done so much for us, they are now." The Shy Guy waddled forward and set the bag by Luigi's feet. Then he held onto his mask and quickly bowed to him before scampering behind the other hammer sister. Speaking of which, the human took notice of the bundle of clothes in their grasp. Neither twin presented the gift. "Here, since you favor lightning as your weapon of choice, we thought you could have some protective gear." Luigi did not know what to say or do. He stood there, his eyes widening in surprise as he looked down at the gift in his hand. He unfolded them, revealing a jumpsuit. The material around the torso and legs were his iconic green, while the sleeves and pockets were navy blue. They combined his overalls and shirt into some form of arc flash suit to protect him. That's so sweet.
Oh my
They're
God.
giving him that thing robbed him.
Yeah. We did rob you when you came here, but we're giving it back plus extra. You know, it's like interest.
Yeah, interest.
Yeah.
You gotta get that money.
Get that bag, Luigi. Literally.
Luigi's heart swelled with gratitude, but he couldn't find the words to express it. The hammer sisters exchanged glances, their expressions filled with concern. They had hoped their gesture would bring joy to Luigi, but instead, they sensed unease. The Shy Guy peeked out from behind his sister, tilting his head with worry. Sensing Luigi's hesitation, one of the sisters looked at the ground. We understand if you're unsure about accepting this gift, but please, there's no malice behind it." The other sister added in. We've seen how powerful your lightning attacks can be, and we thought this armor could provide you with some extra protection. The human snapped out of his stupor with a slight sound of distress. Luigi clutched the suit to his chest. No, I love it. I just can't. He stopped a moment to gather his thoughts. Taking a deep breath, he said, "Thank you so much. This means a lot to me." The twins smiled brightly at him, while the shy guy sighed and wiped his mask in relief. Luigi thanked them again before calling for Junior and meeting back with Kamek. As they headed back to the med center, the human looked around him. While the Kongs seemed to just give him smiles and nods, Koopas and other citizens of the Darklands stopped what they were doing to bow. Their king may not be here, but it seemed Luigi was a close second. They saw hope in him.
Oh my god. Hope. Sorry.
Candy walked to... Huh?
I read down by accident.
Oh no, you're good. Candy walked to the resting king's bedside, sighing. This was her least favorite part of the job. The moment when she can't help them further. And it's up for them to recover, and all she could do is make them comfortable and momentarily alleviate the pain. The healer pulled back the covers and checked that the bandages were still secured. How Bowser fought, even after sustaining such an injury, was nothing short of a miracle. The Kong turned him to his other side and adjusted the covers. Candy hopes he will wake up soon. She doesn't want him to develop bed sores. Plus, she doesn't want him to miss the victory mark ceremonies. They would have had serious casualties if it weren't for Bowser. If anyone deserved a mark, it was him. She grabbed a nearby scroll and scribbled down some notes, leaning her forehead on her head.
Yeah.
Did I read that right?
Yeah, I think you did. I didn't.
I'm also like illiterate, so jeez.
Maybe they meant hand.
Yeah. We're cool. If I squint enough, it's like the same thing. As Candy continued to jot down her notes, her back was turned to the eerily still king. Bowser's eyelids moved and his hand twitched.
I've read that line, and I was like, oh my god, he's waking up! Oh my god, penny for your thoughts?
Girl, you already know what I think.
What, this is gay and you love it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can't wait, oh my god. He's gonna wake up! More interactions, please!
Please!
Bowser found himself alone in the halls of the floating fortress. No guards, no servants, no one. The king walked down, then turned a corner. He continued through an open hall. The warm lava glow of his home lit the way. He entered a long corridor and gasped at the sight. A massive tapestry hung from the wall. Oh my god, Bowser lore! An image of his parents smiled down at him, their appearance preserved in woven cloth. His father, a husky Koopa, with Ebony, thank you. Ebony scales and bright red hair, held his wife close and their horns pressed together. The queen's golden scales shimmering in the lava glow, her raven locks cascading down her shoulders. Bowser let out a chirp and smile. He hasn't made that noise since he was a kid. As Bowser stood there, gazing at the tapestry, a wave of nostalgia washed over him. The intricate details of the woven threads brought back memories of his childhood, reminding him of the love and strength of his parents had always shown him. It was as if they were still watching over him, providing comfort and guidance, even in their absence. Wait a minute, are these the two people that like the King K. Rool saw as he was dying?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to find out.
The king hummed at the sight before moving on. He walked past other tapestries depicting various scenes from his youth. Now that he was looking at them again, he had no idea how his parents kept him still long enough for the Weaver to take a snapshot. Guess Junior did inherit his hyperactivity. Oh my god, everyone has ADHD in this family. Bowser turned another corner, expecting to see more family tapestries. Maybe ones that depicted him and Junior, but he didn't. Instead, there was the most unsettling scene in front of him. His smile dropped and his heart raced. A lone tapestry stood in the dead end. The lava outside felt cold. Bowser stared back at his own image. He was younger then, merely 20 years old. His eyes were closed as he smiled and held the Queen's hands in his arms. He meant to say his wife. Oh! I almost fell out of my chair. Oh fuck, how do you say the name again?
I always go Seno, like Seno.
Seno?
Yeah.
Seno's flawless silver scales seemed to glow with an otherworldly radiance, complemented by piercing steel eyes. Oh, steel? Teal! That gleam with... Oh, fuck. I fucked that up completely when I said steel instead of teal.
No, I feel like it works.
Yeah. Deceit, that's it. Complete with deceit. Cascading tressless of dark brown... What? Oh, I'm fucking this up. Cascading tressless of dark brown framed her face in seductive tendrils, and a sly smile curled her lips. Judging from the intricate clothing they both wore, and the fact that her hair was braided with gold and sapphires, this was their wedding tapestry. But that shouldn't be possible. They never got married? Fuck! Oh, never mind, I just had to read more.
Keep reading
I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like, she died before their marriage? Bowser tore up and burned the pieces a long time ago. A symbol of divorce in his culture. Oh shit! This damn tapestry was gone. It shouldn't be. No. He doesn't want to look at it anymore. His mind raced with questions, trying to make sense of the impossible sight before him. Was this some kind of cruel joke? Perhaps an illusion meant to deter him? Or torment, fuck. The king tried to take a step back, only to be met with a wall. What? He gasped. Bowser turned around and his fears were confirmed. Suddenly, cruel laughter echoed through the dead end. The king growled and looked back at the tapestry. Part of it, where he was supposed to be, was burnt, while remained pristine. Hello, Bowser. The voice was cold and mocking. Bowser's heart sank as he recognized the voice. The Koopa King roared and bared his teeth. Dino continued laughing. What's wrong, darling? Don't you miss your beloved wife? Bowser wasn't going to entertain her with a response. He looked around frantically, but there was nothing but him in that forsaken tapestry. A pair of cold-clawed hands grabbed his throat and pushed him against the wall. Bowser snarled and fought, only to find himself looking into Dino's cold, steel eyes. Burn our marriage tapestry. Have the kingdom curse my name. Turn the son I birthed for you against me. Her grip tightened. I will always remain. Bowser trembled as he held onto her hands. She was crushing his windpipe. Dina's presence floated closer to him. And whatever you call this attempt to replace me with a plebeian, is that it?
Yeah, plebeian.
Yep, plebeian. Won't work because... Let go. I own you. Bowser jumped from his bed, tears streaming down his face as a horrified scream escaped him. Mario, let me help you. I got it. Jeez, you think this is my first time using crunches? What was this first time? Luigi sighed and rolled his eyes as Mario leaned against the wall again to adjust his crunches. His healer had deemed him good enough to stay with Luigi, with the promise that he would stay in bed for a week, however. It seemed that Mario would only accept the condition so he would leave. Finally, after a few near stumbles and bickering, they made their way to their hut near the river. Luigi opened the door for Mario quickly walked inside. As Luigi closed the door behind him, Junior peeked out of his room. Mario looked at him warily. No, he's just a little guy. Don't be wary of him.
Yeah, he is. Why is he so suspicious?
Yeah. That's suspicious. That's weird.
That's weird.
Positioning his crunches in front of his legs. He hadn't forgotten nor forgiven the time the Koopaling sucker punched him in the knee. Hey, Junior, he said.
Look, maybe he deserved it.
Yeah.
I hate to say it.
Have you ever thought that you're the problem?
Exactly.
Yeah. The Koopaling narrowed his eyes and curtly waved at him. Luigi took off his hat and hung it on a nearby hook. Your bed's over there, bro, he announced. Mario followed him, giving Junior a significant amount of space, and plopped onto the cushioned bed. He sighed with content, happy to be out of that hospital cot. Luigi laughed lightly at his action before moving to his side of the room. Mario flipped onto his back, his eyes focusing on the tool set by his brother's desk. Holy crap, that thing survived? He gasped. I know! Luigi beamed. Apparently the Shy Guys that arrested me kept it and have been using my tools since. But they felt bad about taking it, so they gave it back. Look, my phone's still in here! Call Brooklyn. Does that thing still have Flappy Bird on it? He reached into it and pulled out the green device. The screen was cracked and the battery was long dead. However, Luigi opened the back and found all of its components intact. You just need to find a way to charge it. Mario tilted his head. I highly doubt we'll be able to contact anyone, he said. Luigi shrugged. Yeah, but maybe we could inspire some sort of communication device like ours. Interdimensional communication would be a lot easier and faster. That honestly, no one based Luigi. Wait, do you think he's gonna charge it with his lightning powers, but then try to and then fucking like short circuit the motherboard that's in the...
I don't know, man. You keep your prediction.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep them right here in my heart. And even if they don't come true, I'm gonna make sure they come. Like that's my fanon.
Your head.
Yeah. The green-capped brother looked at his phone longingly. If Luigi could charge it, he would have at least this one semblance of Earth. And if his memory served him right, he had dozens of song albums downloaded. Bowser had once mentioned a passion for music. This would be a golden opportunity to share his music with them. Oh my god, of course you're thinking about Bowser. I thought like this man. Red dust in his face, of course. Luigi couldn't help but chuckle at the thought of Bowser's reaction to his electric taste in music. Whatever. It was a small gesture, and perhaps it would bridge the gap between them, especially after this traumatic battle. Bowser would definitely be a Queen and Guns N' Roses fan. I want that art so much, and him just wearing like a Guns N' Roses shirt. His giddiness did not go unnoticed. Mario opened his eyes, ready to pounce on the chance to mess with his younger brother, when suddenly a blue blur crashed into the room. Edison, yeah, rolled and landed upside down with a yelp. Their wings slowly flapped. Luigi jumped to his feet and rushed to the general's side. Mario sat up. Holy shit, are they okay? He gasped. Luigi helped Edison to their feet and checked for injuries. However, the Koopa general didn't seem concerned about being hurt. They grabbed Luigi's sleeve. Bowser's awake. They sighed. Oh, signed. They sighed. They were like, oh, fuck, he's awake.
Terrible.
The Green Brother gasped. His heart skipped a beat. He quickly grabbed his boots. Mario watched from the bed in confusion. He raised his hand. What? What did he say? He asked. However, Luigi did not reply. He finally managed to lace up his boots and jerked his head to the exit. Edison followed him. You're not gonna bring Junior?
That's crazy. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Luigi, Mario cried. Luigi turned around. I gotta take care of something. You stay here and rest, he ordered. Junior ran out of the living room and gave Edison a quick hug. The general ruffled his hair before walking outside. Luigi stopped just outside the door and then turned back to the Koopaling. Junior, I need you to look after Mario for a second, okay? But Papa, if he gets up for anything that's not using the bathroom or grabbing food, you have permission to drag his butt to bed.
He left the baby in charge.
Someone's gotta watch over this other infant. The prince's eyes turned to slits as he slowly turned to look at Mario. The red twins scrambled back into the bed. Luigi bid them goodbye before following Edith to the medical center. Alright, this is your chapter, Fuki.
Oh gosh.
I believe in you.
Luigi and Edith ran through the halls to the med center, avoiding working healers and patients. They bouldered up the steps, turned the corner, nearly colliding into a wall, and frantically knocked on the king's door. Kamek opened it and stepped outside. "Wait just a moment," he said. Luigi jumped on the balls of his feet. "How is he?" Kamek furrowed his brows and adjusted his glasses. Luigi's smile slowly faded. Edith snapped their fingers to get their attention, and inquired again about Bowser's condition. Kamek sighed, his expression filled with concern. "He woke up rather violently, scared me and Candy half to death," he said. Bowser pulled a few stitches in his panic state. Luigi's heart sank at the news, and he exchanged a worried glance at Edith. "Is there anything we can do to help?" Luigi asked, his voice trembling slightly. The mage sighed and touched his arm. "The king is refusing to speak to us. Something has shaken him. It's been some time that I've seen him like this." Edith wrung their hands nervously before signing something. Luigi didn't recognize the sign, but whatever it was frightened Kamek. He grabbed their hands and growled, clutching Spain. Luigi stepped back, startled by the intimidating display. Edith flinched and looked at the ground. Luigi's heart raced as Kamek's reaction only heightened their anxiety. They had never seen Kamek react so strongly before, and it made them question the gravity of the situation even more. With a mix of fear and curiosity, Luigi cautiously approached them, his concern evident in his eyes. "What's going on?" Luigi asked softly. Edith kept their head down, their helmets shielding their eyes. Kamek released their hands and took a step back. His expression softened slightly. He knew he had startled both Edith and Luigi with a sudden display of affection. "I apologize for my reaction," he said sincerely, and he turned around and took a deep breath. After gathering himself, he faced Luigi again. "I would appreciate it if none of you mentioned that to Bowser," he said in a low voice. Luigi and Edith looked at each other warily, but nodded their heads. Kamek sighed deeply. "You may see him, but no sudden movement. Your voices." Both nodded again. Kamek opened the door for them and ushered them inside. Luigi was the first to go on, taking careful steps forward. As Luigi cautiously entered the room, he couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. The atmosphere was heavy with tension, and the dimly lit chamber seemed to amplify his apprehension. Bowser sat on the bed as Candy wrapped fresh bandages around his chest, barely moving an inch. As Luigi approached closer, he noticed Bowser's normally fierce expression replaced with a blank expression. When he turned, Luigi hoped there'd be a flicker of relief, maybe joy to see familiar faces after such a horrible ordeal. But there was nothing. He stared at them without a reaction. Luigi's heart sank as he realized that Bowser was not the same. The usual fiery and menacing Koopa King now appeared empty, devoid of any emotion. It was as if life had been drained out of him, leaving behind a hollow shell. Concern etched across Luigi's face. He cautiously approached Bowser, hoping to break through the wall of emptiness that seemed to surround him. "Hey," Luigi whispered softly, voice filled with genuine worry. "Who are you?" But there was no response. Bowser continued to stare into nothingness, his eyes vacant and distant. It was as if he had retreated into a world of his own, far away from the pain and suffering he had endured. Candy finished wrapping the bandages around Bowser's chest and stepped back, her expression mirroring Luigi's concern. She slowly snuggle-walked to Luigi's side. He had one hell of a nightmare. He kept kicking and screaming, she whispered. No one explained what happened either. Luigi slowly reached out to Bowser's trembling hand. "He's gonna be okay," he thought. "He just needs to rest." His fingertips brushed Bowser's paws before the king retracted his hand. His heart sank as he watched Bowser pull his hand away. Candy placed a comforting hand on Luigi's shoulder, silently ushered him out. of the room. It was clear the king did not want visitors at this time.
Oh no! Bring the sun!
The human slumped over an empty hall floor, his hands digging into his hair. Edison leaned on the wall beside him, arms crossed. Luigi watched as his tears dripped onto the floor. Of course, he didn't expect Bowser to wake up completely normal as if he hadn't nearly died in battle, but he hadn't expected to see him in such a broken state. Luigi thought, maybe at the sight of him, his king would be at the very least perked up a bit. How can Luigi soothe his pain? How does he even begin to explain this to Junior? A flurry of emotions took over him. Luigi took a deep breath, trying to compose himself as he wiped away his tears. He looked back at Edison and signed. What can we do? The general took off their helmet and sat right beside them. They seemed just as lost as he was. Edison signed, tapped their chin, and thought. After a moment of contemplation, Edison finally replied, their movements filled with a mix of determination and uncertainty. Best we can do is lift his spirits, be around him, just let him know that everything's gonna be okay, they replied. Luigi brought his legs to his chest. What about Junior? He asked. Edison scratched their head. Tell him he's still healing. Stabilize Bowser first, then let him speak, he suggested. Luigi groaned, but accepted the suggestion. Stabilizing Bowser's condition was crucial before allowing Junior to see him. It was essential for both of their recoveries and emotional well-being. He knew that if he rushed things or neglected Bowser's needs, it would have dire consequences. After a moment of collecting themselves, the man still had one question left. However, he was reluctant to ask, considering Cam's aggressive reaction earlier. Was it something that happened in the past? Did it have something to do with Rule? The day has not gone by when Luigi does not wonder what he could have said to trigger Bowser's theory. Maybe. Just maybe Edison had brought that up. What did you say? He asked. He didn't look at him, slightly confused before asking for clarification. Luigi nervously adjusted his cap. Earlier, you said something that caused Kamek to freak out. What did you say?
Oh my god, he's like Edward right now. He's putting the fucking pieces together. I'm sorry.
Nah. Oh god. I wasn't. It's been so long that I just didn't expect it.
I'm sorry.
That's so funny. The general pulled their helmet over their eyes. For a second, Luigi thought they weren't going to reply. He wasn't going to force them, but if it pertained to Bowser, he could offer a way to help him. Luigi wished to know. Edison hesitated before replying. It's not my place to talk about it. Luigi furrowed his brows. Is it serious? Very, but I'm not allowed to discuss it. Edison reiterated. Luigi's curiosity grew stronger as he observed the general's guarded demeanor. He couldn't help but wonder what could be so serious that it required such secrecy. However, Luigi did not want to press them further. He valued their friendship and was not going to jeopardize it. Whether it was a matter of the kingdom's security or simply Edison protecting his friends, Luigi had no right to pry. So, he said, I understand, putting the matter to rest. The next 2 days were rocky. In his free time, Luigi would work on jerry-rigging a phone charger that took Junior to play dates with some of the other children in the village. Apparently, the young prince had become best friends with Diddy.
No, not Diddy! Come on, we were all thinking it!
I did not think of it! I forgot!
Now you won't forget.
GK's nephew. The timing was perfect as Luigi could fully entrust Junior with Diddy's parents. At least so he could have a few hours to himself.
Mario was.
Sorry, I ruined any tension in this chapter with that.
Mario was recovering, probably seeing the stress he was in, taking the doctor's orders seriously. I don't know why I keep laughing. Like it's over.
Yeah, it's Jover.
No!
I love hearing the fucking like the year end before you like try to lock in. Man, did he really took you out, huh?
Yeah, I just didn't anticipate. Despite it being right there, I didn't see it, you know? Taking his doctor's orders seriously, spending as much time as he could tolerant and fed, and limiting his walking. Bowluigi busy attending to other responsibilities, he also took it upon himself to keep Princess Peach updated on their progress in Kong Country. On the third day, Luigi's cheerful shouts shook the house, and Mario grabbed his crutches and hobbled over to his desk. "You did it?" he asked. Luigi raised his activated phone into the air. "Yep, works like a charm." Mario couldn't help but smile at Luigi's enthusiasm. At least, this was something off his shoulder. Plus, it'd be nice to have some good old music from home to fill the silence. Luigi tapped on it and scrolled through all his albums, trying to find a song to play as Mario settled on his bed. The familiar tunes of their childhood filled the air, instantly transporting them back to simpler times. Back when they'd run around the streets of Brooklyn, completing jobs, or when they were kids and they'd sit in the fire escape as their mother blasted music from the kitchen. Both brothers laid there, softly singing along and enjoyed the moment of peace. They closed their eyes, allowing the melodies the harmonies to watch over them like soothing balm on their weary souls. The weight of adulthood momentarily lifted from their shoulders, replaced by an overwhelming sense of nostalgia and warmth. Soon, the sun had set on the horizon. The sky transformed into a canvas of vibrant hues, casting a gentle glow over the brothers as they lay side by side. Villagers closed up shop and headed home. The usual bustle of the market and medbay cooled down, seemingly joining its citizens in rest. Luigi opened an eye as he heard his brother snore. He carefully got out of bed and grabbed his phone. A soft revving of an engine came from outside. Luigi walked out and saw Diddy's mother with a snoozing Koopa in his arms. Oh.
Sorry.
He came inside in relief. "I was just on my way," he said. "Oh, it's no problem. The boys passed out right after dinner, so I thought I'd bring Junior," she responded. Luigi chuckled and took the sleeping child. He gently patted his head. "Hey, can I ask for a favor?" he whispered. "Could you give me a ride to the med bay?" "Of course." The man quickly put the prince to bed and secured the house before hopping onto the Kong's cart. She quickly put the cart into gear and they were off. As they approached the med bay, Luigi nervously fiddled with his fan. Fully expect Bowser not to speak to him, just like he did last time. However, a small part of him would be more than happy with the faintest of smiles. His heart would be content with just that.
Oh man.
So we got a little bit of lore. Okay.
More! Oh my god, I can't wait to spin the wheel and hope that it lands on Bowluigi. That way we can learn about Bowser's trauma.
Yeah. What are you gonna choose if it lands on your choice?
Probably Bowluigi or Sanji. It depends on how I'm feeling. If I want romance or if I want trauma, you know?
If you want romance or trauma.
Yeah,
perfect.
It's like that one meme where the castle is like the nice castle and then like the spooky castle.
Oh yeah, the next two are we learned some stuff. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out
you vibe check the chapters.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember by the titles. What is this?
Hey, at least if you can't remember, that means you'll be somewhat surprised during some of these parts.
No, I can remember. I just need to know a certain part. Yeah, it's gonna be a while till we get to the part, you know?
The part.
The part.
Only the best part.
This part has
Yeah, you know what? Let me just keep my mouth shut, and then we'll get there.
Alright, I am so fucking excited. What are you hoping? I'm assuming Bowluigi.
Yeah, I was thinking at work. I was like, maybe I want Soul to a gang leader just to like try to finish it off. But then I remember how many chapters we have left, and then I was like, nah.
Yeah, you're like, do I really want to?
Do I want to torture myself today?
Yeah.
No, I torture myself enough.
Alrighty, let me pull up this wheel and we'll see. Alright. This should be interesting. Oh yeah, I forgot we put this one on the wheel.
Which one? I'm scared.
You know what you did, Phoenix?
I'm scared. What is it?
You don't remember this?
Which one?
The one I'm highlighting. Can you not see my screen?
Oh wait, hold on. My thing's not full screen.
Oh. It just...
Love after 6 years.
You know what you did, Phoenix?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What is that one?
It's the one I wrote, remember?
Oh, the fucking jump up one!
Yes. That's what why did I write you know what you did? Alright, more Frobin.
I'll let it go spin again.
No, it'll be complete after we read it, right? There wasn't a lot of chapters. I thought we had one more part and then it was just done. I could be misremembering for the life of me, but
I don't remember also.
yeah.
So maybe.
Wait, I can double check.
Maybe. Oh no.
No.
We still got a bet.
Really?
Well, actually, maybe we have it's like 2 parts.
Okay, that's not too
Because
bad.
we read 4 last time.
Oh yeah, that's right. How many's left?
There is 14 chapters and then an epilogue.
Oh, that's not too bad. It'll be done soon.
Yeah.
Hold my hand. We'll be fine. We'll get we'll get that Ouija again.
Me, I want to know what you think.
What? You cut out.
What did you think? Normally,
I loved it so much. I love reading trauma.
So, what were your thoughts on that first part? How were you feeling?
Dude, honestly, I feel kind of great.
I'm sure Bowser is not feeling
He's
great,
not.
But...
He's like, okay, this is gonna sound awful, but the way I envisioned Bowser was like in that one Stolas animation, as he's like staring off in the camera. I will show it to you later. But that's the vibe I was getting from like I also didn't know what the queen originally did, so seeing all that revealed, beautiful.
Are you cool with her?
Dude, I don't know how to word it. Dude, I kind of fuck with how she's written and whatnot. I don't condone the actions, but
yeah.
But fuck yeah, mental, some, I forgot the wording for it. I'm assuming she's dead and whatnot, but he's still, she's still in his mind, in the back of his mind, controlling him, even, from the afterlife, and I kind of fucking dig that. No matter how much you bury the past, it always comes back to haunt you. Yeah, so
I like hearing your little theories for the future.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, that's really good, and you're like, that's so fucking wrong. That's not gonna happen. This fucking dumbass. My dumbass wasn't my first story oh my god, did she die? and he's really sad about his wife dying.
Yeah, you thought they were happy together.
Well, I thought King K. Rool pulled up to the Darklands and fucking shanked his wife and fucked off. That would have been cool, or I thought it was that. I didn't think she was a piece of shit.
You know what? You're right. It would have been cool, but no, she is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I can't wait to find out how much of a piece of shit she was in this next one.
I hate her. I hate her.
Biggest op.
It's me. It's actually no. First it's Luigi, then it's me.
Yeah. What's that meme? It's like If there's one Bowser's wife hater, it's me. If there's no Bowser wife haters, I'm dead.
Exactly, perfectly.
Yeah. Oh my god, Jolene, thank you so much for joining me on this. I really appreciate it, Pookie.
Of course, it's so fun.
Yeah, if you guys would like to read the other Wattpad book club readings that I've done in the past, there's a playlist on screen with all the other ones, including with Jolene, there's Honey, there's Sage, there's Lego. Go check them out. And then on screen's the last Wattpad book club reading that was uploaded. It's probably The Alpha Reclaims Me, so check that out. But anyway, my name is Phoenix, that was Jolene, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye!